Well, I wanted to show you guys my completed incubator. I've been working on this on and off for a while now, and it's all done and it seems to be working fine. As you can see, the temperature right now is 99.3 on this one, and it's showing 100 degrees on this one. And I have a built-in thermometer here that says 99, but that one's never accurate because it only goes up to 99, so we don't know if it's over that. I made this out of a wine refrigerator. This was, I picked this up used for $30, and I thought it would be the perfect thing to hatch quail eggs. I hope it works. You can see the humidity is a little low right now. I'm going to be adding moisture in there, probably a damp sponge or something. Basically what I did was I opened up the back of the refrigerator where the electronics were, and this is a thermoelectric wine cooler, which means it doesn't cool with a refrigerant. It has a thermoelectric cooling element. And basically what I ended up doing is flipping it. So I reversed the element so that it would heat instead of cool, and then I did some rewiring of the circuit board so that it would power it a little differently. And I added this controller in here so I could set the temperature that I wanted it to turn it on and off at. And this is just a plastic outlet cover, just so nothing hits the buttons. This I got just so I could double check the temperature, and I just have it wired in going through the back. And this has a built-in light so you can see inside. And I did pick up this egg turner. These hold 4 quail eggs per section, and I have it wired in here, so when I want to take it out I can just unclip it and take it right out. I put a floor tile that we had left over. I put this in here as a heat sink, so this is going to absorb heat. It's really warm, and that way when we open the door we still have a body of heat in there, so we don't lose our heat very quickly. This is the humidity and temperature gauge for this up here, and I have it coming through the back. It's kind of hard to see. Let me turn on this light. I don't know if that helps. Through here, that's just a desk wire port, and I drilled a hole and put that in. Let me see if I can focus. That acts as a wire port and a vent, so air can get in. And there's also a hole in the bottom that was meant for condensation to drip down, so we have a hole in the bottom, hole in the top for some fresh air to get through. There's a sensor for this gauge, and this fan, I have this wired so that this fan is always running, so it's constantly circulating the air inside the incubator. The thermostat cost about, or the controller here cost about $15. This cover was a few dollars. The refrigerator was $30, so I would say about $50 to build. I think this was $10. That's not built in though. And I ended up getting this egg turner free because of an odd series of events, so that's really good for me. So the whole thing probably cost about $50 to $60, probably closer to $60 to build. And after the eggs are done incubating, once we're done with the egg turner tray, we're going to take them out and we're going to use this paper tray for the hatching, and that can slide right in here, and that'll keep the chicks nice and safe and off the tile. So I think that costs $4. So basically I just made the refrigerator work in reverse. Instead of cooling, it heats. So hope you guys like it, hope it inspires you, and hopefully someday we can get our quail eggs so we can test it out for real and see how it works. So I opened this up and I tinkered with it for a little while. Wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to make this incubator work. I needed a heat source. That was my first step. I decided to go ahead and use the cooler that was built in. This is a Thermoelectric Cooler, and you can find a lot of these newer wine refrigerators are thermoelectric. And basically, a thermoelectric cooler, it produces cold on one side and heat on the other. So what I did was I took this off, and here's an aluminum heat sink, and on the inside there's an aluminum heat sink. I separated those, and inside you'll find a little flat square with two wires coming out of it, and that's the actual guts to it. That's what makes it hot and cold. It's a Peltier device. So what I did was I flipped it around. So now the cold side is on the outside and the hot side is on the inside. So we essentially turned it into a heater inside just by reversing it. So I didn't have to add any extra heating elements, and I'm just going to see how that works for now. I did a test run and it heat up pretty quickly. I think it'll be fine. Ideally, you'd want the heat side on the bigger heatsink, but that's just not possible the way this is set up. So then I worked on this controller board. This is the power supply. This came with the fridge. This is what's running the whole unit. And it took me a while to figure out how to get it to work the way I wanted it to work, because I wanted to use this and keep it, but this was run by the thermostat in the front, which means it would turn it on and off at the setting on the front, 60 degrees, 50 degrees, whatever you set it at. Obviously it wasn't going to work. So what I ended up doing is doing some rewiring of it. I'm not going to suggest you do this because I'd rather people be safe. But I did some rewiring, and I ended up adding a wire for a switch to turn it on and off, and a wire for power to run my controlling device, my thermostat, okay? And I don't want to get into too much detail on how I made it work, but there are easier ways if you're not comfortable with electronics. You could easily take one of these and maybe just get a plug, little outlet strip, and get some 12-volt adapters, power adapters to plug into the wall. And you can hook the cooling device, the heating device, these wires right here, it's white and red and black, and you can hook them right up to a 12-volt adapter, and send that to a thermostat switch, and it'll turn on and off just the same. You don't need all this. You can keep it really simple, just plug it in. The fans run on 12 volts. Oh, that's another thing I did, is I have this fan on the back turn on when the cooler is turned on to circulate the air. But the fan on the inside, I have it continuously running to circulate the air in the incubator. And that was another reason why I like this fridge, because it has a fan built in that circulates the air already. So it's perfect for an incubator.